nutritious, high in protein, and more efficient to raise with less damage to the environment than any kind of meat. A blogger in Los Angeles wants to change attitudes here about eating bugs. You'll meet him after this. Our CBS News colleague Danielle Nottingham met Scott Trimble, who blogs about crickets and worms.
Trimble doesn't just blog about crickets and worms, he also eats them.
I think it's something that's fun. They taste really good.
2 billion people around the world eat bugs regularly, and Americans are starting to warm up to the idea. Insects are rich in protein, minerals, and vitamins, just like meat.
I think a lot of people don't realize that insects are very closely related to crustaceans. A lot of insects taste like shrimp. A lot of other insects taste like lobster or crab.
Trimble says once upon a time the idea of eating raw fish seemed strange to many Americans. Now spicy tuna rolls are very much in the mainstream. Why not bugs? Danielle asked him.
Is this about getting over what it looks like?
Exactly. We've got these cultural inhibitions that we're raised with, that bugs are, quote, dirty and gross, but they're not.
And the benefits of using insects as food just might be too abundant to ignore.
Insects require less land, food, and water than livestock, giving bugs a real shot at becoming an American staple.
As American as apple pie? Could be. We shall see. The Osgood File. This is Charles Osgood on the CBS Radio Network.
When our water heater broke down last month, it was a nightmare. It took 5 hours for the plumber to show up, and he charged us a couple of $100 just to come out. And then it cost another $1,800 to put in the new water heater. By the time it was all said and done, I felt like I'd been taken. But what else could I do?
The smartest thing you can do is get a home warranty from American Residential Warranty. Their home warranties pay to repair or replace all your major appliances when they break, and they will break, and at the worst possible time. Call American Residential Warranty right now for free information on home warranties starting at just pennies a day. Don't wait for your refrigerator to stop running or your ceiling fans to stop turning. Call American Residential Warranty right now. Ask how you can save up to 50% on washer and dryer coverage. Just call 1-800-643-9406. That's 1-800-643-9406. Again, 1-800-643-9406. Call now.
Hi, this is Steve Sanchez, and you hear me every weekend on my show talk about the importance of a financial plan, planning for your retirement, planning for your children's college education fund. Unfortunately, most people don't realize that they need to set up a foundation before any good financial plan can come into place. That's where life insurance comes in. Now, most people think life insurance is just an expense, but it's not. It can be a way of life, a standard of living when someone, the breadwinner, is literally removed out of the picture because of a premature death. Look, I believe in it. I've got life insurance for my family, and I want you to find out how easy it is to get life insurance and even qualify through some new non-medical life insurance policies. Look, my friends at eFinancial can help you do this. They're standing by to give you your free life insurance quote today. Call 866-807-9961. 866-807-9961 for your free life insurance quote today. And don't forget to tell them Steve sent you.
Like to spend a few days in another world? Then write this down. Golden Bear Cottages, Big Bear Lake. Now, listen, this is not some corporate-owned operation. It's family-owned and operated by some real nice people. Unique? Oh, you bet. Golden Bear Cottages features 28 one-of-a-kind cabins on a 5-acre historic site. Great for families, couples, and groups. And cabins are available with 1 to 7 bedrooms. Golden Bear Cottages is just a stone's throw from Big Bear Lake and super close to 3 great ski areas. Now, I could go on all day about Golden Bear Cottages in Big Bear, but to see everything, just go to goldenbear.net. Again, goldenbear.net. Golden Bear Cottages in Big Bear. Clean, comfortable, and affordable. Check them out. goldenbear.net.
Other talk stations use words like savage. Sounds brutal. Hey, it's all good. Your superstation. AM 1050. News Talk KCAA.
Consider this your invitation to sell. At buysellmakeoffer.com, you can sell as much as you want for the next 60 days without paying any fees whatsoever. Sound incredible? It is, and it's true. Buysellmakeoffer.com is the new exciting way to sell your stuff online. Make extra money right now. Sell your old car, furniture, video games, household items, clothes, even your home. Sell anything that's legal. Load up your stuff to sell right now at buysellmakeoffer.com. This is your official invitation to get on board to sell your stuff right now. Free for the next 60 days. And once you see how easy it is, you'll want to sign up for more because there are no item fees. That's right. Take this opportunity to move items from the other guys and sell it for free. You might even win a Samsung tablet, Amazon gift cards, and other cool prizes. BuySellMakeOffer.com is the future of online selling. You can use Skype to talk to your buyer or seller. Plus, you can use video to showcase your items. BuySellMakeOffer.com.
Hey! What the? Honey! The water just stopped in here.
They turned it off because you're wasting water.
What? What are you talking about?
You know.
Because you know it's all about that drought, no water. It's all about that drought, no water. It's all about that drought, no water. It's all about that drought. Yeah, it's pretty clear. We're really short on blue. It's time to save it, like we're supposed to do. Some say it's doom, gloom, and all our grass must go. But together we can make it and enjoy our golden state. It's all about that drought, no water. It's all about that drought, no water. It's all about that drought, no water. It's all about that drought, drought.
Hello, Southern Californians, and welcome back to the Water Zone on KCAA 1050 AM. Hope you all had a good 4th of July weekend. Today we got a great show going, but I'm Rob Starr along with, well, the man you've heard about, the man you've read about, the man you talk about, the one, the only, wait a minute, is there only one of you?
Yes.
Mr. Mike Barron.
Hey, thanks, Rob. What a great intro. It's great to be here. It's been kind of fun this past week. We heard that the state of California saved a lot of water this past month, and we'll be getting into that soon. But it is great to be back and talking about drought issues. We've got some excellent guests.
It's Power Women Day today.
Okay.
We have 3 powerful women. We have Miss Marcy Edwards, who's the general manager of LADWP. We have Miss Stacy Allstat, who's the general manager of the San Bernardino Water Department. And we also have Sarah Tiglio from our distributor, which is?
Hydroscape Products.
Right, where the pros goes.
Headquartered in San Diego, but they've got locations throughout Southern California. So,
well, I think we should talk about the biggest news of the week. A little intro music. I like going right to the news.
That's right. That's right.
Would you believe Magnum PI is stealing water?
No, don't tell me that.
He is. Tom Selleck was caught.
Now it's just alleged.
No.
Oh,
no!
It's not just alleged.
I have the story and I have the results.
Oh,
so
man.
in Ventura County, Colegas Water had him followed by a private investigator, and he had a tanker truck that would go up to a water hydrant, and they would take the water out and bring it back up to his ranch where he has avocados.
Well, if he had a drip irrigation system, he wouldn't have to worry about having to take water like that because they are so efficient.
That's right. We should talk to him about that.
Yeah.
To make that. But what's interesting is the district attorney and the police department refused to go after him. They wanted to go after him civilly. So the water agency had a meeting with him today, which I can announce, and they had an undisclosed settlement.
Aha.
So since he's Tom Selleck, nothing's going to happen. He just writes a check and it's done. If it was you, I
could write a check. No, I wouldn't get that chance. Of course, I don't have avocados, so
Well, you could. So anyway, that's the big news of the week. I can't believe that Magnum PI has stooped that low.
Yeah. Well,
but anyway,
he probably got some bad advice.
Probably, but you're right. He needs to know about drip.
Yes,
you can save
absolutely.
him.
Hey, Tom, if you're out there and you're listening, give us a holler at the Toro Company, we'll be happy to help you with that drip irrigation system. And one of the things I found that's interesting with respect to the news is, one, the state of California did reduce its water usage in the residential urban communities by a whopping 28.9%. But more importantly, we're now starting to see some articles that you can save water, 25% of what that the state of California has mandated because of the fourth year of extreme drought conditions, which we all have to recognize that these are emergency conditions that we all have to contribute to reducing our water footprint wherever we possibly can. But I've seen articles now about 43 ways to save your water and still maintain your lawn, and also a very well thought out article entitled "Despite Drought, You Still Have Choices on Lawn." So I think that's good for people to know that there are choices, and we don't have to keep those lawns perfectly green, especially during this emergency drought situation. And there's a lot of technology and trained professionals that can help individuals maintain that.
And that article's from what, the Press Enterprise, right?
There is one from the Press Enterprise, and this happens to be from the Desert Sun, I think. It's called the Desert Sun. Yes.
Great.
The opinion section. So
excellent.
It's good stuff.
So what we want to see also, let everybody know we're still having this contest that we want somebody to win. And
yes, this is a great contest. This is an opportunity for any listener of KCAA Radio, 1050 AM on your AM dial. Let us know that you have a front yard or a backyard that you want to save and why. And we'll enter you into a contest. We'll pick a winner from the entries. Give us a 300-word or less, and I want to emphasize less number of words, and we'll pick the best one.
We can't read more than 300 words.
That's true. And we'll come out with a professional contractor, and we'll provide the product, and we'll provide the labor to upgrade your system with all the latest water-conserving, high irrigation efficiency products that Toro and Irritrol make.
That's excellent. I mean, right now people get fined for watering too much. Imagine if they got the fines and put it back into smart irrigation products, how much, and they wouldn't be fined anymore.
Yeah, and the thing that you really want to focus on is don't let water run off your property, because that's very visible. Everybody can see that water running down the gutter. And think about this, 20% of all of the electrical energy that's consumed in the state of California goes to pump and treat water. So when you see that water going down the gutter, that's not just water, that's energy too. And energy, as we know, creates greenhouse gases, and those are what we want to reduce. So let's be efficient with our irrigation water, especially in the summer, where up to 70% of the water gets used on outdoor landscapes during the summer months. And that's why we want to emphasize these new efficient products and quality design, quality installation.
And all you have to do, it's really simple. Just go to www.toro.com/waterzone. Enter. It's real simple. Take you 2 minutes, and you can get a chance to win something that's really good, and you don't have to do any work, and it'll be professionally designed, and it's going to help you save water.
Absolutely.
And you can keep your lawns.
Yep.
So anyway,
exactly. Well, we've got a pretty interesting, informative guest that's lined up and ready to go.
Absolutely. We'd like to introduce, again, this is the Day of Powerful Women in Water, and what we have is Miss Marcy Edwards, who's the General Manager for LA Department of Water and Power. Marcy, are you with us?
Hey, Rob, Mike, how are you?
Good, thank you.
So anyway, just for the listening audience, maybe you can give a little background of... I've known you for a long time, but I'd rather hear it from you. Where you came from and where you are now, and again, you have something special that nobody else done with DWP.
Kind of set up first.
Yep.
I was actually born and raised in Angelino, and I started working for the Department of Water and Power when I was 19. An entry-level position, clerk typist. And I then moved into what they call non-traditional jobs for women in the electric generation sector in power system operations, moved into management, made it up to assistant general manager at DWP, and then in 2001 went down to Anaheim and ran their public utility for 13 years, and then took over leadership of the city of Anaheim as the city manager. And then about a year and a half, I was lucky enough to come back here to the general manager spot of DWP.
Excellent, excellent. So now that you're at the big place, bigger than Anaheim, what efforts is your organization doing to conserve water?
And I just might add before I let you answer that LADWP serves close to 4 million customers, if I have my numbers correct, making LADWP the largest or one of the largest retail agencies in Southern California. Is that correct?
I think it's the largest.
Yes. So as goes LADWP water savings, so goes Southern California perhaps. But do tell us about the focus and initiatives that LADWP has undertaken with respect to reducing that water footprint.
We've been pursuing it largely through three main conservation strategies. The first is the Emergency Water Conservation Plan, Ordinance, and Enforcement. We're currently in what you call Phase 2 of the Conservation Ordinance. It limits outdoor watering to 3 days a week. We've also expanded our Water Conservation Response Unit. I call them water cops. They seem to hate that name. So Water Conservation Response Unit to enforce the city's ordinance. And since January 2014, we've responded to over 11,000 water complaints and issued over 10,000 letters and citations.
And if I'm not mistaken, the California State Water Resources Control Board, as part of implementation of emergency drought regulations, has mandated that water agencies do exactly what you just reported, and that is to identify where water waste is occurring to help customers address those water wasting activities, and then to report that back to the State Water Board.
Are just interject here, are the recipients who are getting those notices and or fines, are they reacting properly to this?
You know, surprisingly enough, in the process, most people react to the first letter. A lot of this is just information and behavior change, and our customers have been responding fabulously.
Excellent.
Yeah, we found as we travel and do presentations about efficient irrigation to either irrigation consultants, contractors, homeowner associations, property management companies, that there is I really haven't seen this before in the previous California droughts, and I've been in California since 1959. There really is a adoption of the importance to save water, because the drought is as serious as it is. With no snowpack, a third of our water reserves just disappeared. So that's great to hear that folks in LADWP service area are doing the same thing.
Now, I know
there was a big uptick, too, in the conservation outreach. We've expanded on a large media campaign, bus tails, benches, shelters, social media, radio, movie theaters, along with our partner agency, Metropolitan Water District. And, in fact, on April 9th, we rolled out, in conjunction with the mayor's office, the new what we call Save the Drop campaign, and that's being very successful as well.
And you do have lots of rebate programs, I know.
We have an extensive list of water conservation rebates for commercial and residential, everything from free shower heads, aerators, pre-rinse spray nozzles. We have residential and commercial rebate programs for incentives for devices like high-efficiency toilets, washers, and, of course, Rob, efficient irrigation upgrades.
Yep.
Well, in fact, I know of one contractor among many that has decided to really focus in the LADWP service area, because the incentive for high efficiency nozzles, controllers, and also in-stem flow regulators are the highest of as high as any other area. So they can go in and basically update a system with very, very low cost to that property owner. So just to say, you're absolutely right that there's some really good incentives out there.
They even bump higher than Metropolitan Water in some of the products, which is good. So people are very excited about that. So what organizations, do you have any that are, you always have naysayers, everybody has naysayers, unfortunately, that are opposing any plans for water conservation measures?
I know there are some, but frankly, we've received widespread support for the conservation efforts. Residents, businesses, environmental organizations. We've been a leader in water conservation since the late 1970s, and the soundbite for us is the city's been able to keep its water demand flat for the last 45 years, despite a population increase of over 1 million people.
That really is amazing, because you're talking about really driving that per capita use down, and just that can only come from more efficient use of the water. So that's fantastic. One of the things that I think personally, the challenges that the head of LADWP must face in terms of things that have to get done, long-term planning, short-term responses to things that happen that no one expected to happen. Maybe you could share with us kind of your approach, or that you would want people to know about how that all gets processed through the LADWP up to you.
Well, as you rightly noted, we have a very complex water system. We have over 7,200 miles of pipe, a variety of pumping stations. We also do the water production and supply side. But we have a significant amount of very talented people who are experts in the field. They handle the majority of day-to-day. They're the ones who keep me informed. They're the ones who prioritize projects, who talk to customers. So it is a very complex operation, but I got a lot of help doing it.
Oh, great. I just think that people, up until this drought and its severity, probably we just never really realized how much has to be done and goes into managing a water system that serves, close to 4 million people or more. So, I think this part of our goal with this show has been to provide information to educate and then motivate people to pitch in and really helps the state of California make it through this crisis.
We have a great 4-page handout on water infrastructure that talks about the system from soup to nuts, and we'll be happy to provide that to you.
Oh, great. We can put that up on our WaterZone website and invite folks to just go to ToroWatersmart.com in the near future, and we'll get that posted. Thank you.
Great.
Now, I know that DWP really is, in your area, isn't really agri-water. There's not a lot of agriculture in your territory. But just from your opinion and knowledge and experience that you have, I know all these cities and residents and commercial stuff, people are reducing their water. If you might have just a small comment on what do you see on the agri side, especially when you hear things like the almond growers and things like that. I know it brings money to the state, for the businesses and things like that. But in your experience, what do you think should happen with that? Should they also, because I don't think there's anybody that's really forcing them to cut back. In fact, I've read a lot of them are expanding their businesses through that. While all the residents and things that you're doing, Metropolitan and all these other water agencies, if we look at the gallons that they're saving is phenomenal. But what do we do about the other end of it? I know we can't stop business, and we don't want to stop generating cash for that. What do you see anything with that, or any comment on that? Or
I've been in a couple of meetings with the governor and others that talk about the impacts and how curtailment should be shared across ag, across urban, and across environmental mitigation. And so it's always easy for counter sectors to surface something and kind of manage by soundbite. So what we have really done is we have focused hard on establishing a broad suite of urban reduction techniques. Mm-hmm. And the State Water Resources Control Board, their initiatives, the governor's office, are working to ensure that the curtailments are balanced across the 3 sectors.
Well, I know the state's working hard to enforce all that stuff, and I know that, I guess a question somebody asked me the other day is, so when a water agency issues fines and things, where does the money go to in your area specifically?
So in DWP, the money goes back into our water revenue fund, and it's used to help defray the cost of the enforcement program.
did they ever think of, just off the cuff question here, did anybody ever think that the money they collect from the fine to turn that back in and buy them a water smart irrigation system or something to help reduce the water?
That might be a little self-serving, but yeah, I mean, I think the funding for all the conservation efforts ultimately comes from the revenues that the water agency
Given
receives.
that our customers are responding early to letters and warnings, the amount that we collect in fines, if you'll excuse the comment, is literally a drop in the bucket.
Yeah. Well, what I've heard too in talking to different water agency personnel is, first and foremost, it's to inform and educate and help customers address a water wasting activity, which is typically a broken sprinkler or a broken water line, something like that, or ongoing leaks. So, one of the things we try to do too is help people learn how to read their water meter so they can tell if they've got an ongoing leak and then do something about it, because those leaks, even though they're very small, when they're on 24/7, add up.
Well, even learning to program a controller. There was a customer that was watering for 4 hours on one thing, and the contractor came in and wanted to know, how come the thing's still running? Well, the customer went in and turned on the controller and changed the program unbeknownst to him, and that caused a problem. So the education portion, I think, is really, really important that you guys do, and I think that's, a continuing thing. Nobody likes to hear the word conserve because they think it's being theoretically forced on them. We tell people we like to see them use water more efficiently and sort of in a kinder, gentler way to do that.
I like that.
Yeah.
But what do you do? What's your terms now for water, for residential watering? What's the requirements in your area?
I think, let me see.
Right
now, we're limited to 3 days a week, only no longer than 10 minutes, and the days allotted for customers are determined by address. So odd-numbered addresses, they water on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and even-numbered, they water on Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. We have, and this is a good place to note it, we have been asking our customers voluntarily to see if they can limit their watering to 2 days a week. This is not yet official policy, but they need to start getting used to it.
Great. Well, to close this section of our program, we'd like to give you the opportunity, if you were talking to your customers, is there a thought that you would like to share with them, or a vision that you would like to share with them, or a communication that you would like to make to them?
I think what I would ask is to continue to focus on using water efficiently, and thank you for that framing, in your exterior, your homes and properties. And remember, if we all do that a little, it spreads the burden over all of Los Angeles, and then everyone will be able to continue to share in the benefit of living in this great city.
Excellent.
Great. Well, thank you so much. We know you're very busy. We have a lot of responsibility, and we and our listeners really thank you for taking the time to be with us this evening.
Never a problem. I appreciate the opportunity, guys.
Thank you very much.
Take care.
Have a good
evening.
Later. Bye-bye. Well, I think it's time to take a little break here for a second, and we'll be back in a minute. KCAA 1050 AM.
Are you looking for the right place to purchase your landscaping items? Well, come see us at Hydroscape. Hydroscape offers a large selection of irrigation products including Irritrol and Toro, such as their efficient precision nozzles. For 40 years, Hydroscape has been family owned and operated, serving Southern California. With 17 locations, our knowledgeable and experienced staff is equipped to help you with all your irrigation, landscape, and outdoor living projects. Whether you're installing irrigation systems, wanting to maintain a healthy landscape, or simply create a beautiful lit space for outdoor entertaining, Hydroscape is the place to go. Visit our website at hydroscape.com for more information and find helpful articles on our blog, or call our customer service center at 1-800-395-4477.
When Wild Palm Springs is the one where you get big water park fun, barefooting in the sun, barefooting, flow rider barefooting, wet and wild barefooting. Bring your friends and stay all day. Wet n Wild is your place to play barefooting.
Yeah, you gotta get barefooting this summer at Wet n Wild. Dive into all the thrills, all the action, all the fun. Take on awesome slides and rides. There's big fun for kids and much more. This summer, we have extended hours, dive-in movies every Friday, and everyone gets free tubes. Plus, save $7 on admission when you buy online or grab discount coupons at area Jack in the Box restaurants. For your best summer ever, it's Wet n Wild.
Slipping, sliding, barefooting. Getting soaked, barefooting. Wet n Wild, barefooting.
Wet n Wild.
Barefooting. Wet n Wild, barefooting.
Wet n Wild. Park open daily.
Hey, Californians, put your beer, your burger, your pizza down and give us a call. Numbers here to call in is local 909-888-5222. And we want to hear from you. We also want to remind you about the contest that we'd like you to be in. Just send in a photo of your front or backyard. Tell us why you would like to save your lawn and a chance to win a complete irrigation system, including installation at no cost to you. And all you have to do is 300 words or less. You go to www.toro.com/waterzone. And we'd like to hear from you and like to give you the winning prize if you can. Anyway, we have on the line another powerful lady, and her name is Sarah Tiglio, and she's the operations and marketing manager for a irrigation distributor called Hydroscape. Sarah, are you there?
I'm here.
How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. And if anybody wants to know, you go where the pros shop. You go to this company. They can answer questions more than other stores who just have kids in the store and don't have any idea what irrigation equipment or landscape stuff is. So, Sarah, thanks for coming on. Give us a little background about your company.
Hydroscape it's been in business for 40 years. We've got actually 18 locations, 17 in Southern California, and family-owned and operated. And San Diego, Orange County, Inland Empire, and Los Angeles area.
Awesome. And certainly your primary customers are cities, municipalities, professional contractors, maintenance contractors, but I think you also cater on weekends or I should say Saturdays to homeowners that want to purchase equipment. Is that correct?
Yes, we actually do it every day.
And okay.
DIY.
And I know sometimes, especially now with as much changes to landscapes that are going on, that I get asked, "Gosh, can you refer me to a contractor that you trust?" Is that something that your branch managers can help a consumer with, a homeowner who wants to do a major project?
We try to stay with certified landscape contractors, and we usually refer 3 to 4 people.
Great.
They can make their decision off that. So yes.
Great. So probably someone from the California Landscape Contractors Association that has a California state license and is knowledgeable and professional.
Yes.
Like the folks at Hydroscape.
Well, what I like about Hydroscape, I go in there and I see people come in with parts in their hand, and they go, "I need this." They may not know what this is, but what's really nice, and it sounds like I'm giving them a commercial, but I'm really not. I do shop there myself. They do have people who understand what the products are and what you can do and how you can put it together and so forth. They're really, really, really good about that. I do appreciate your stores for that. You know, this show broadcasts out through Inland Empire, into Riverside and San Bernardino County, a little into Orange County. And you have several stores located in those cities around there, correct?
Yeah. We have San Bernardino, Ontario, Corona, Temecula, San Juan, Capistrano, Lake Forest, and Orange County, the Orange Shore.
If someone wants to get the exact address, they can go to your website. And could you give us that address?
www.hydroscape.com, and the branch locator is on the front page.
Awesome. With the drought being in its 4th year, have you seen changes in terms of products that are being purchased or issues that are being brought to your attention this year that weren't in the previous years?
I think right now we're doing more knowledge, more education on the counter about products I think before people were installing what they thought was the norm, and we're trying to educate as much as we can about how to irrigate responsibly.
So, well, what products do you see since we got a drought? Do you see a whole change in your customers' purchasing requirements lately? Are they moving more towards?
I think they're trying to figure out what it is. I think drip irrigation is big right now. I think high efficiency nozzles, as long as they understand what that is, we're seeing an increase in sales on that, and weather-based irrigation controllers.
And just for everyone, a weather-based irrigation controller basically daily automatically responds to changes in weather, so that if it's like we've had unseasonably cool start to July, and these smart controllers, these weather-based controllers, would automatically reduce the amount of water that is being applied to the landscape. And they also allow you to meet the restrictions that are communicated by the water agencies to water just 3 days a week or water 2 days a week. So I can see why those are starting to gain more in popularity as individuals and homeowners attempt to meet the reduction requirements while maintaining their landscape in some form or another, not just taking everything out.
Well, the good thing about the controllers are when you turn on the radio in the morning and the weather guy comes up on tell you the weather's going to be 70 degrees and partly, you go through that routine. The problem is where they're broadcasting from, the temperature could be 10 degrees different. It could be different microclimates. For example, out here in Riverside, San Bernardino area, it's a lot hotter than it is in Orange County. Having a smart controller actually takes the measurements of your weather site conditions right there on your property, and it converts that to a formulation in ET calculations, and allows the controller to adjust properly. So you're really getting the best of the best by having those smart controllers. And over the years, they've become much even smarter and easier to use.
Yep. I just think that Hydroscape, when you think about as a homeowner or a customer that doesn't have the training in irrigation design, irrigation applications, that having a source where there's knowledgeable individuals behind the counter, even if they don't know the answer, they can get the answer, and they have access to a broad inventory of products where they can pick the right product or recommend the right product for the customer. I think that's an advantage I see to be going into a Hydroscape type location. But are there any other key advantages that you'd like to share with us, Sarah, in terms of those customers coming in to Hydroscape?
Well, I think with the drought, I think everyone's kind of trying to understand what the soil is and what the soil needs to be and how to put the water at the root in the most efficient way. And I think we do a lot of work on, soil amendments and not only the irrigation system, but how to put nutrients back into the soil to be able to absorb the water.
So really it's about landscapes, not just about irrigation equipment that is available at Hydroscape, and the soil amendments, whether those be polymers that retain water and help really reduce total water consumption over the course of the hot months, or whether it is actually doing additions of required, I guess soil amendments is the best word to use. Those things can be learned about at a Hydroscape. So I think that's again is a great place to go for information during the drought, because if you do the right things, you don't have to just tear out your lawn. You don't have to lose that source of oxygen and coolness. Certainly we have to reduce total water use outdoors, but we don't have to.
You can with the right products.
Yeah, and the right products are at
Hydroscape.
That's right.
Hey, Sarah, thanks for joining us today. We really appreciate it. I hope you heard your commercial a few minutes ago.
I did. Thank you.
So you're, just so everybody knows, you're one of the key sponsors on the show, as Toro is. And also Fritz Ford's coming aboard, so we'll be doing those next week. And we appreciate that very much. Sarah, I just want to tell you, shop where the pros go, and that's where everybody goes. So you have a nice week. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right, we're going to take a little break here just for a second. We'll be back in a minute with Water Zone on KCEA 1050 AM. Join us.
Consider this your invitation to sell. At buysellmakeoffer.com, you can sell as much as you want for the next 60 days without paying any fees whatsoever. Sound incredible? It is, and it's true. Buysellmakeoffer.com is the new exciting way to sell your stuff online. Make extra money right now. Sell your old car, furniture, video games, household items, clothes, even your home. Sell anything that's legal. Load up your stuff to sell right now at buysellmakeoffer.com. This is your official invitation to get on board to sell your stuff right now. Free for the next 60 days. And once you see how easy it is, you'll want to sign up for more because there are no item fees. That's right. Take this opportunity to move items from the other guys and sell it for free. You might even win a Samsung tablet, Amazon gift cards, and other cool prizes. BuySellMakeOffer.com is the future of online selling. You can use Skype to talk to your buyer or seller. Plus, you can use video to showcase your items. BuySellMakeOffer.com.
Still driving that 1995 car? It's time to find a better ride home at the grand opening of the all-new Freeway Auto Center in San Bernardino. It all starts July 11th at 11 a.m. If you're shopping for a quality, previously owned, clean car, such as a BMW or even a Ford truck, then Freeway Auto Center is the place to be. Freeway Auto Center can show you the road home with all kinds of great American cars, too. It starts the 11th at 11 a.m. this Saturday. Join your friends at Freeway Auto Center. It will be a great day to get some awesome deals at Freeway Auto Center's grand opening. Freeway Auto is motivated to celebrate their new location at 333 South Waterman Avenue in San Bernardino, near Waterman and Mill on the east side of the street. The fun starts July 11th at 11 a.m. Don't miss it with a ribbon cutting ceremony, some great food, live entertainment, kids activities, giveaways. Get on the road to home with a great new automobile from Freeway Auto Center at 333 South Waterman Avenue in San Bernardino.
Hi, welcome to AT&T.
Hi, can you tell us more about rollover data?
Yeah, what do we have to do? Not a thing. If you're a Mobile Share Value customer, your unused plan data automatically rolls over for 1 month. It's our way of saying thanks.
That's so wonderful.
You know, let's hug. Oh, that's okay. We don't have to.
I think we do.
Yeah, I think we do. Let's bring it in. Oh, wow. And we're hugging. All three of us. Really hugging. Ooh, who smells like bacon?
Introducing AT&T Rollover Data. All Mobile Share Value plans now come with rollover data on the network with the nation's strongest LTE signal. AT&T, mobilizing your world. AT&T reminds you to never text and drive. It can wait.
Available only with AT&T Mobile Share Value plans. Rollover data automatically expires after 1 month or with any plan change. Other restrictions apply. Visit att.com/rollover data for details. Signal strength claim based only on average LTE signal strength for national carriers.
Okay, Californians, you had time to chow down your burger, your beers, maybe some good wings, and we want you to call in. Let me give you the call-in number. It's 909-888-5222. If you're out of that area, it's 888-909-1050. Well, continue our show on powerful women. We have a next guest. Her name is Stacy Allstat, and she's the general manager for San Bernardino Water Department. And just a little background on her. She has kind of a diverse background, which is interesting to me. She attended the University of Houston, where she received both her bachelor's degree and a law degree, so she's a lawyer, so be careful. No, I'm only kidding. And after passing the bar, she worked for a couple of law firms up in the Riverside area doing corporate law and contract and personal and general liability litigation. And in 1966, she became deputy city attorney for the city of San Bernardino, Bernardino, advising the Water Department, among other departments, in handling complex litigation managers. In 1997, Stacy began working for the Water Department as the Deputy General Manager, and her responsibilities included oversight of regulatory compliance, litigation, risk management, contract administration, human resources, and community relations. And finally, on July 1st, 2005, she was appointed General Manager for the department. So, Stacy, thank you very much for joining us. I appreciate that you're here live in studio with us.
Thank you for asking me. I really appreciate it.
Well, I've been thinking, read about the incredible technology that allows certain agencies to take basically wastewater, because it has to be processed by law, but continuing to process it and actually come up with water that we can actually inject maybe into the aquifer or perhaps even use directly. So taking this this whole concept of being able to reuse water that we've used once and process it in a way that we can reuse it again. Can you share with us kind of what's going on in today's world with respect to that approach?
Sure. In addition to providing drinking water to the city of San Bernardino and its residents, we also provide wastewater services for the cities of Loma Linda, Highland, and San Bernardino. And so we also operate a wastewater treatment facility, and for years we've been treating that water to the highest treatment standard possible. In fact, I frequently say it is treated beyond the point of meeting drinking water standards, and it is. For the last at least, until now, we've been sending that water down the Santa Ana River. And I think you, Mike, might be drinking it.
Oh. Do people freak out about that?
Yes.
Because I've heard a kid did something in a reservoir, and then they drained the whole reservoir just for one kid doing something in it. And that doesn't make sense to me with all the purification and things that go through.
Yeah, again, not to make light of the whole situation, but for years and years, you've heard terms that I refuse to repeat about reuse of wastewater, and I will simply say that we've all been reusing water since the beginning of time. There is no new water. There has not been any new water on this planet. And so all of it, to an extent, is recycled water. It just depends on what level of treatment you're receiving. So for years, City of San Bernardino, because we did for a long time, until the early 2000s, have a very overfull aquifer up here. In fact, we have one of the biggest aquifers in I think in California that we sit on top of. And so for years we were worried about liquefaction and problems with groundwater that was too close to the surface. So we weren't really incentivized to reuse the water that we had. And so we got it out of here as quickly as possible. People flushed their toilets, we treated it, and then we release it into the Santa Ana River. Right now it is a source for critical habitat for a threatened species, and it also provides the water that Orange County currently in part uses to recharge their drinking water aquifer. Perfectly safe, perfectly healthy. They've been doing it for close to 100 years. It's not well publicized, but it certainly is a very, very reliable water source. And I think as we move more and more into the future, we will be seeing the reuse of wastewater really ramp up quickly. And I think if you're following water news at all, you're following the rapidity with which wastewater recycling projects are being pushed now by the governor's office. So I'm hoping that will be our new source of water.
Are you still limited by the water that you can actually use from your own aquifer when the government or state is telling you to reduce water and not take water from somewhere else? Are you allowed then to use all your water as much as you want? Or
no. No, not at all. We are subject to the exact same limitations as anyone else in the state of California. And in fact, the city of San Bernardino was required to reduce production or its use by 28% by the State Water Resources Control Board, and we, believe it or not, have achieved that goal, which I have to say is entirely, because of the response we've gotten from our customers. But we are not allowed to take more than we need to meet those mandates, precisely because we currently don't have a way of recharging our basin with artificial water. Our basin is recharged with natural snowpack when we have snowpack, and we do not rely that much on imported water. We in this area rely on it mostly for recharge of our aquifer. But we haven't been able to do that to the extent we have in the past, and so we're really having to be very careful about what we do use.
Now, this may not. This is a question that just came to my mind as you spoke, and so if you don't know the answer, then that'd be fine. But does technology exist that gives the state of California the ability to estimate the volume of water in the aquifers that are throughout the state?
No, we really have to measure it, and I'm not a hydrologist, as you mentioned. And by the way, I did not start at the city attorney's office in 1966, but I was only a baby at that point. I think it was a slip of the tongue.
Another error for Google.
1996 is when I started with the city, but no, that you really have to estimate it. More and more, I'm hearing about things that initially when I heard about them, I thought, oh, that can't possibly be real technology. That has to be some sort of a joke. But apparently you can, in fact, measure aquifer depth using satellites and, I don't know, chicken bones. I really don't know the technology.
You can do that and sonar and some other.
Exactly, and so a couple of Russian firms approached us a long time ago when we were looking at the aquifer and trying to map it, and I really didn't believe it. But in fact, yes, they can do that. And you, I'm sure, have read about the subsidence in the
Central Valley
and the way they map that. But we base it upon how many wells are in the aquifer, where the the level that we are able to get water from, how far that goes down. And our aquifer is very, very big. My family used to make great fun of me because I would say the same thing every single time, which was it's the size of Lake Shasta.
Wow.
I can't prove it, but that is exactly what the USGS and others have told us about our aquifer.
Wow.
Are there many wells throughout your territory?
Well, we have 52. You're sitting right now in the San Bernardino Basin area, and of the San Bernardino Basin area, there's the Bunker Hill Basin, which is where most of our wells are located, and that is the biggest part of the San Bernardino Basin area. And in our basin alone, I have 50 some odd wells. Another water agency has a few wells. Several cities, Rialto and Colton, they also have wells. There are a couple of water district wells. So yeah, we've a good 100, probably 100 plus in this basin alone.
Does your department have arrangements with any other water agencies for backup supply? Or because the aquifer is so big, you just, maybe you're a backup for somebody else.
We do have intertie agreements with virtually every neighboring agency. If you have a pipeline connection, you can generally count that there's an intertie agreement with both sides of the agency. So if you need help from another agency, just like mutual aid agreements in firefighting, we have something similar. And mostly that's just to prepare for emergency response. But sometimes we've had to act as the backup water supply for other areas.
There's been another area of interest to me that the State Water Resources Control Board has put together a group or a committee to look at using, I hate to say tiered rates, but using increases in rates or penalties to try and implement the directive from the governor to use pricing to motivate and encourage conservation. Is that something that is affecting, is that something you have to pay attention to, or is it relevant?
Absolutely, it's relevant. And I think all of us were really disheartened by a recent Court of Appeals decision which said that you could not impose tiering or pricing simply to change behavior, change or make conservation more imperative, you have to do what's called a Prop 218 analysis. And basically you have to make sure that whatever your tiering is in fact reflected by the cost of service. And we did that prior to the time that we implemented conservation tiering. We did it before anyone else in the area, City of San Bernardino did. And we also implemented a surcharge for conservation and a surcharge for replenishment of the basin. They're very small surcharges, but they are put into distinct accounts so that, for example, when we got the mandate from the governor, we were able to go into that conservation fund and begin to quickly throw out a lot of money toward outreach, public education, and our rebate program, which is the most extensive in the Inland Empire. Yes, conservation tiering is something that you can use. It really isn't that effective with behavior, to be quite honest with you.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
We got a caller. Lines are flashing on. We have a caller, I think, from San Bernardino.
Yes, we had a caller from San Bernardino. We have another caller from Maurice from Riverside. He had a question. He couldn't stay on the line. He was asking if you see...
Was he eating burgers?
He could have been.
Tell him to finish first.
He is now.
But his question basically was, if you see the drought extending another 2-3 years from now, how much authority do you see the departments taking? Are they going to be shutting your water off? Are they going to be how far are they going to take their authority?
We're going to go European and just bathe once a week. So I think no.
That'll be popular. Yeah.
That's a heck of a question.
I can take a shot at it.
Okay,
actually.
Please.
There is precedent for regulation of your groundwater supply. The precedent is a case called Tehama versus County of Baldwin, or Baldwin versus County of Tehama, I think is actually the right way. And what it says is you can, in fact, invoke your police powers to regulate and to regulate groundwater within your county or within your city. And currently, the city of San Bernardino does exercise its police powers in the form of an ordinance which is about something completely different in terms of location of wells. So if we were forced to get to that point, and I am sincerely hoping we never do, and I would say it'll be a long time before we get there here because we have a groundwater supply. Then I think you'll see some pretty stringent regulations coming down.
So a good investment, in case that happens, might just be to buy property in San Bernardino.
Yeah. And we also have one more question, and this also comes from Maurice from Riverside. What if you have your own well on your own property?
Very good. There was just a recent law passed in the state of California in November of 2014, and you're probably more familiar with it than I. But basically, there's a 5-year phase-in period where every well will be basically required to report how much water is withdrawn from that well. California was, I believe, the last state in the U.S. to start regulating groundwater that's taken out by wells. Before, it was just, if you own a piece of land, you can take as much water as you want.
Drill, baby, drill.
Yeah, and
well, to be technically correct, I mean, you are subject to the California Constitution, which requires you to put water to beneficial use, so you can't waste it. Also, the same case that I was talking to you earlier about, the Tehama case, it actually says you can go in and regulate, and we have this situation with a local golf course who has a private well. Yeah. And we issued letters to that golf course saying that they had to reduce their production by 25% because the State Water Resources Control Board said that we did have the power to tell them that.
Yeah. Well, Stacey, we really appreciate you taking the time out to come down and visit us here in beautiful downtown San Bernardino. And we thank everybody. Don't forget to go to www.toro.com/waterzone and register to win a makeover.
And remember, it is Smart Irrigation Month.
That's correct. And check out Toro's Smart Irrigation products on www.toro.com, and they can help you solve your problems and keep your lawn.
Thank you.
Good night, everyone.
You're on board KCAA's Inland Talk Express. KCAA, Loma Linda, 1050 AM, the station that leaves no listener behind.
Consider this your invitation to sell. At buysellmakeoffer.com, you can sell as much as you want for the next 60 days without paying any fees whatsoever. Sound incredible? It is, and it's